being this kind of loner or loser in a way.
No,
It gives.
that's so
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, no, 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 no. Actually, for me, it was great.
Hi, this is Ashley Victoria Robinson coming to you live from the Popverse here at Emerald City Comic Con, and I am here with the legendary artist, the man, the myth, the legend behind Impulse, Runaways, the amazing and the spectacular Spider-Man Crimson, and so much more, Humberto Ramos. How is your Emerald City Comic Con so far?
I'm shocked. You know I'm all. It's actually, yeah. So I'm shocked. I'm so happy to be here. I love the city. I love the show. So it's good to be back. So thanks for having me.
Welcome back. I want to start with Spider Man, of course. You are in a really elite class of Spider Man artists who have had a chance to kind of return to Spider Man, tell different types of stories for Spider Man. What is fun or challenging about revisiting a character that you've already worked on before?
When I first started drawing comic books, I had this goal
Mm-hmm.
to once be the artist on the Amazing Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
or any Spider-Man book, and so I always find it fun, and I always try to find a way to come back. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't know, maybe people they don't like me being there, but
No.
I can tell you that
No.
I will find my way back to Spider-Man at some point. So every time that I go back,
Mm-hmm.
it's a joy because that's a character that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
On TV on the 70s show or the 60s show.
Mm-hmm.
That the groovy cartoon show.
Spider Man and his amazing friends?
No, 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 no. That's for kids. No, I'm saying the one before the
Oh,
60s
yeah, yeah,
show,
yeah.
and of course the comics. So that's a character that I grew up with. So I feel this personal enjoyment of being back to the book. So every time that I go back and see these different takes on the character or where the character is,
Mm-hmm.
his where with Peter's status is at the point where I take the book back. It's always shocks me and surprise me, and I always try to bring up something new to the book. I try to improve my work
Mm-hmm.
every day. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years already, but every day, every week, I know there's new artists and new ways to tell the story,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to bring those to my personal or my own way to do storytelling, and I hope that I can actually make that happens in the book that I'm drawing at the time. And being Spider-Man is more important for me to do so. So that's my take on your question.
So, since we're talking about Spider Man, you mentioned that Spider Man is one of your favorite. What do you like best about drawing Spider Man? Web slinging, the costume, fighting the bad guys? What's the most fun for you?
I find a lot of joy on Peter's
Mm-hmm.
life. Because when I was a kid, I used to picture myself as Peter, the high school Peter at that
Yes.
time, right? Not the ultimate Peter, but Peter, the original Peter at high school, because I was at high school at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so being that guy who never had a triumph alone. There's something back on the side, or that doesn't work the way it should be, and
Always.
there's some problems he has to solve, even when in the public side, everybody cheers for you and blah. That's something that I always relate to,
Mm-hmm.
and being this kind of loner or loser in a way.
No.
It gives.
That's so
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, no, 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 no. Actually, for me it was great. I
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I like the Peter side of the story a lot, because I the way I read the book back in the day, it wasn't about Spider-Man adventures, which are pretty cool to read and
Yes.
see, but what makes Spider-Man important for me was the guy behind the mask. So I find a lot of joy drawing Peter. Yeah.
Drawing Peter Parker. I love that. That's so beautiful. You're going to make me cry while we're standing here talking about comics. You also recently worked on Strange Academy, and you've worked on Runaways and Peter Parker, as you were talking about. Sometimes the high school student, usually a younger person. Is there something about drawing young characters or coming of age stories that you really like?
Actually, I've been asking myself that question a lot. Because it's not only as you just said, Runaways and Strange Academy now, but I've did the Champions too,
Impulse?
Impulse of course, and I've done a lot of the younger X-Men cast and some of the Avenger cast with Avengers Initiative and that, and my other career on books, they're all about, or most of them all are about kids,
Oh, we're
like
gonna get to Crimson.
and
Yeah.
Runaways and Fairy Quest and blah. So I guess is this nostalgia that I have about being a kid and growing up and not being able to have all those adventures that I hope I had, because I'm a city kid, so I used to see these movies, when I originally see Goonies, because I saw it when it first opened, I was a kid being, it's not that something I said, I remember that movie. No, I watched that movie and all these movies, like E.T. and all those movies, being a kid myself.
Yes.
So I was dreaming of having those adventures. And well, never had a chance to
To be a
rock.
superhero?
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
pretty much. And so I guess that's where I found the inspiration to come up with all these ideas about kids and how they deal with problems themselves. Yeah.
Okay, so you talked about Crimson. I love Crimson. Our editor, Chris Arendt, loves Crimson. So the big question, of course, is, are we going to see Crimson on screen someday?
Well, it's not really up to me. I don't really know how to do that work. It's a question that a lot of people have asked me, so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that people feels that strong about the story and that you guys feel that it could be a good product to see on platforms and that. But again, I don't know how to do that job. I know it's a really hard job to do. To put your proposal and go to studios. I don't know really how it works. I don't have an agent. I never got one, and my life is pretty much filled with drawing comics. I'm the kind of guy that still. Wakes up early in the morning and sit down some work all day.
How early?
6:30 ish.
That's the middle of the night.
So and I do that all day long up to midnight. So and in between I have so-called life.
Yes.
And so I'm pretty filled with that. So I don't have. Maybe I don't have that big of ambition to get it done. I may be hoping for somebody, some big studio guy or somebody like that to eventually realize he was a fan of Crimson or whatever thing happens, and it's like, oh, guys, in this executive meeting, like, oh, this book, I remember where. And that's the way I'm picturing that it is going to happen, if it happens at all. If it doesn't happen at all, so but I wish it happens too. Yes.
Okay, so if you're watching this and you're a movie executive, I need you to contact Humberto and get the Crimson movie underway, because I either need that or more comics to come for that story. Humberto, the last thing I have to ask you, because here in the Popverse we celebrate the best in TV, movies, and comics. What are you geeking out about right now that you're not working on? Dun dun dun. I know you're a workaholic, but
I'm happy to be doing the Strange Comedy Academy book. Scotty has announced that our time is coming to an end,
yes.
and it's sad, but in the same way, it's exciting because that means I'm gonna do something else,
Yeah.
and the something else is really exciting to me. Um, I can't tell what I'm gonna do next,
Okay.
but I can tell you this. This is what I can tell you. I'm still exclusive with Marvel. I renewed my contract,
Congratulations.
last October, and I'm happy because I'm a Marvel kid. So I mean, I thank to the other publishers that contacted me, and I'm humbled for that. And but Marvel is not just the company that I work with, but the people that I work with is my family, and you can get better from that. And so saying that, I'll be doing a book for Marvel, of course. But also I'm gonna find a little in between time to do a career on.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. It's gonna be what you just heard. It's I mean, if you heard this interview, you know that I like drawing stories about kids, and so it's gonna be about that.
Amazing. Humberto Ramos, thank you so much for joining us here in the Popverse today.
No, no, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me here, and well, read comic books.
That's right.